Right now, do more, be more, for more. A special ceremony tonight honoring UW Badgers assistant coach Howard Moore.
And the Evers administration tonight releasing a budget plan to increase minimum wage for all state employees.
Plus, it's level 3 high school football playoffs. Who is going home and who is moving on? Prep Mania is coming up.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
And thanks for joining us on this Friday night. The Badger men's basketball team takes a night to honor the family of assistant basketball coach Howard Moore.
Adam Duxter tells us how they're doing so in a way that they say keeps their spirit alive.
Yeah, well, Charlotte and Eric, it was a tragedy the team is admittedly still coping with. But tonight and this season, they say they're playing for more. Patrick Herb says he bonded with Howard Moore from the beginning.
Larger-than-life personality. Makes everybody feel better about themselves when he's around.
Moore was an assistant coach and former player, while Herb worked with the team behind the scenes. But the two became fast friends.
My wife and Jen Moore were good friends, and my children are the same age as Jaden and Jarrell.
That friendship growing stronger over the last decade until tragedy met Moore and his family last May as they traveled to Detroit. A wrong-way driver hitting them head-on, killing Moore's wife, Jen, and his daughter, Jaden.
I got a call out of the blue at about 9 a.m. on Saturday that just, it's the type of call that rocks you to the core.
Tonight, the Badgers taking the court at home for the first time since.
From Middleton, Wisconsin, number 34, Jarrell Moore.
The team honoring the Moore family during pregame warm-ups, all while establishing a donation fund for the Moore family. Tonight and this season, they're playing with them in mind.
Do more, be more, for more. And the for more is the number 4 and the word more. And that represents the 4 members of the Moore family.
Which for friends like Patrick Herb means more than just basketball.
Living our lives the way that Howard does. And that's by being selfless and bigger than yourself and putting other people first.
And as you just heard, a donation fund was started for Coach Moore and his family tonight. And this is a fund that Herb says will continue to go month after month. And it's something that you can actually do at home by texting MORE to 69050. All the proceeds are going to go towards Coach Moore and his family to help with their recovery.
All right, Adam Duxter reporting tonight. Adam, thank you. Governor Tony Evers is proposing raising state employees' minimum wage to $15 per hour. He quietly released the 2019 through 2021 state employee compensation plan this evening. It calls for the minimum wage increase to begin June of 2020. It also calls for a 2% across-the-board salary increase in each year of the biennium. The entire plan is subject to legislative approval.
And UW-Madison will increase the minimum wage for hourly employees to $15 an hour. That release came out shortly after the governor's budget plan. The UW's wage increase will take effect in the spring of 2020. The university estimates the cost to boost the minimum wage will be about $1.1 million. In Milwaukee, the Common Council approves a new pilot program tonight, giving $500 a month to dozens of low-income families. It passed on a 12-3 vote. The 18-month pilot program will help 50 families in certain zip codes that will be identified within a certain margin of poverty. The money will be able to be spent any way the family wishes.
We were 1 degree from tying a low temperature record today, but there is some good news here. It'll warm up a little bit for the weekend. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has a look at our first alert forecast.
Charlotte, we take anything we can get, but I think the key there is that it's going to be just a little bit of a warm up for tomorrow, and then we'll start turning colder again by Sunday. As we look at the time lapse from the WISC-TV Skycam, we had generally sunny skies today, but that thin layer of clouds blotted out the sunlight, or at least the direct sunlight, for much of the day, and that just helped keep temperatures cold. On Doppler track, those clouds are bringing a couple of flurries of snow, although surface reports indicate that they're not really reaching the ground because visibilities are at 10 miles or above. Current temperatures have held nearly steady over the last couple of hours. We're 26 in Madison. It's actually a little warmer to our north and west, and our temperatures will actually rise a little bit overnight. So by morning we'll be around 30, and look for a high tomorrow of 41 degrees, again with variably cloudy skies, but colder weather starts on Sunday and it turns unseasonably cold again from Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. I'll have the details and weather in just a few minutes.
A 64-year-old woman from Florida is now charged for the 1999 murder of a woman in Racine County. Investigators say the victim's body was found in a cornfield in a rural part of the county. The victim had been a Jane Doe until today, now identified as 23-year-old Peggy Lynn Johnson. The person arrested is 64-year-old Linda LaRoche of Cape Coral. Officials say the victim was cognitively disabled, and at age 18, her mom died. That's when LaRoche took Johnson into her care. LaRoche is charged with first-degree intentional homicide and hiding a corpse and is waiting to be transferred back to Wisconsin.
A Wisconsin National Guard sergeant says he is being discharged in retaliation for complaining about sexual misconduct in his unit. Master Sergeant Jay Ellis's complaint last year about alleged assaults within the 115th Fighter Wing in Madison has triggered 2 federal investigations, both of which are still ongoing. Ellis is alleging now that Guard officials have launched a review of his medical history to set up a medical discharge and deny him retirement benefits in retaliation. He says he plans to appeal the decision. President Trump says he's weighing an invitation from Russian President Vladimir Putin to attend the May 9th Victory Day parade in Moscow. The president telling reporters he appreciates the invitation from Putin, but the timing isn't the best, so he's not sure he can make it.
It's right in the middle of our campaign season, but I am thinking I would certainly think about it. President Putin invited me to the, it's a very big deal.
The event commemorates the May 1945 Allied victory over Nazi Germany. Russia uses the annual parade to show off its military might.
A World War II veteran returns to Beloit after being shot and killed in action. Sergeant Robert McCarville's remains were recovered from Papua New Guinea and identified using DNA. Sergeant McCarville signed up to serve in the Army after Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. He has 4 living siblings and many nieces and nephews who didn't expect to hear their loved one was coming home from war. His niece, who never had the opportunity to know her uncle, shares what it means to have him home.
Always almost like a fairy tale, you know. We had this uncle and we had this picture and we had these stories. Well, now we actually have our uncle.
His funeral is tomorrow in Beloit. Sergeant McCarville will be buried in Beloit next to his parents and receive full military honors. And if you're going to be at the Badgers game tomorrow or even in the downtown area, expect to see a low-flying military aircraft. The State Department of Military Affairs says at approximately 3 o'clock, a KC-135 refueling tanker from Milwaukee will perform a flyover at Camp Randall as part of pre-game festivities.
For the first time, medical assistants are graduating from a new program at UW Health.
I think that's like the best thing to do, how we did the apprenticeship program. It actually helped us. We got to learn as we was learning in the classroom. We got to go into the clinics, also learn there, and I feel like it helped us more.
Throughout 11 months, the class completed 400 hours of classroom work and 2,000 hours of clinical instruction. Medical assistants are in demand. Students need to identify with underserved communities and have at least 1 year of work experience at Meriter, UW Health, or SSM Health before applying. Traffic will shift down to the new Verona Road this weekend. Crews are putting the final touches on the expanded lanes. This is between Raymond Road and County Highway PD. Starting Sunday morning, 3 lanes will be open southbound on Verona Road. By Monday morning, 3 more northbound lanes will be open as well.
The 31st annual Holiday Fantasy and Lights at Olin Park will turn on for the year tomorrow. Santa will flip the switch on the 7-week display at 6 p.m. The Fantasy 5K run starts at the same time, and the public can start driving through the lights at 7 o'clock. Lights will be on from dusk until dawn until January 4th. It's also officially bell season. The annual Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign kicked off today. Organizers say the money raised goes to help more than 4.5 million people during the holiday season. New this year, bell ringers will now accept digital donations through Apple Pay and Google Pay. Still to come tonight at 10, more chances to break some cold weather records in the coming week. Gary will have his full forecast.
And then it's Prep Mania. Highlights and scores. It's level 3 of the high school football playoffs. Who's moving on? Who's going home? That's coming up. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us out on the weather patio. It's chilly today. We're going to get just a little bit of a warm-up for that game tomorrow, Gary.
Yeah, it'll be the warmest day this week with temperatures in the lower 40s, but it'll be a quick warm-up. Temperatures will start dropping again. So 3 things you need to know for the forecast. Dry, not as cold for tomorrow. High temperatures in the lower 40s, but already starting to turn a little colder on Sunday with high temperatures in the middle 30s. We could see a couple of flurries late in the afternoon, but some light snow late in the afternoon or Sunday night will lead to unseasonably cold weather and near record cold for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday morning of next week. If you're going to the Badger game tomorrow, again, a little warmer than today, but that's not saying very much. Temperatures will be warmest just after kickoff, and then we'll drop into the mid to upper 30s by the end of the game. It'll stay dry, but still chilly for November. Doppler track shows some light snow in northern Wisconsin and a few flurries here in the southern part of the state, but that's not really reaching the ground. Temperatures have held nearly steady over the last couple of hours. We're 26 in Madison, but the farther west you go, you can see those temperatures starting to go up. 31 Prairie du Chien, 31 in La Crosse, 30 in Boscobel. So that's a sign that we will start seeing our temperatures go up slightly through the overnight hours, and that's exactly what we're expecting temperature-wise. And then we get into tomorrow morning, temperatures will be in the mid-30s by mid-morning. As we look at alert days in the forecast for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, though, after that light snow ends on Monday, we could be looking at a near record low high temperature for Monday, a record low, a pretty good possibility for Tuesday morning. I've got a forecast low of 6 degrees and the record low is 7, set back in 1986. We could be close to a record low high temperature on Tuesday and very close to a record low temperature on Wednesday morning before temperatures slowly start to go up a little bit. But after seeing a high of 20 on Tuesday, we're back up to the upper 20s on Wednesday. And then we see temperatures in the 30s for Thursday and Friday and maybe around 40 again for next Saturday before dropping back into the 30s. We're just going to catch up to where those average temperatures drop off. Live view from the Edgewater Sky Cam in downtown Madison. Skies are mostly cloudy tonight, but it's a thin overcast. I could actually see the moon through the clouds. High today, 28 after starting out at 8 degrees, just 1 degree above the record low of 7 set back in 1991. And right now we're at 26 degrees. Winds are out of the south-southwest at 9 miles per hour. That gives us a wind chill of 17 degrees. Our forecast for tonight calls for skies to be mostly cloudy. There's a possibility of seeing a couple of flurries. Temperatures holding steady or slowly rising through the 20s, and winds out of the south-southwest 10 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow, a variably cloudy day, but it won't be as cold with a high temperature of 41. Winds start to shift to the west and southwest at 8 to 15 miles per hour. On future track, notice those southerly winds overnight allowing temperatures to go up a little bit. We'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine tomorrow with highs in the lower 40s. Clouds thicken up tomorrow night. Could see a couple of flurries of snow. Low temperatures dropping to around 30. And then Sunday will be a little colder with high temperatures in the middle 30s. And then we could see some light snow or flurries late Sunday afternoon, more likely Sunday night into Monday morning. And then after that, we have those alert days for high temperatures only in the mid-20s Monday, around 20 on Tuesday, and upper 20s on Wednesday before we get to the 30s Thursday and Friday, and maybe around 40 by next Saturday, then turning a little colder after that. Getting close to the end of the football season, time to roll the video for Prep Mania.
Thank you so much, Gary. We love the shout out. A lot of numbers today to start. We've got one more week of playoffs left until Camp Randall. 12 teams from our area trying to punch a ticket to the state championship. But first, level 3 playoffs tonight,
Yes,
Kev.
we start in Division 1. Sun Prairie trying to earn a trip back to state, while Memorial trying to capitalize on an undefeated season. It started slowly on this chilly night, but Jamel Stone is going to heat things up on offense for the visitors. Cardinals up 10-0. Trying to increase the lead. Brady Stevens, a little trickeration. Addison Ostrenga back to Stevens. But Memorial would lock down the defense and then turn on the offense. Still in the first, Memorial. Cam Marshall busting up the middle for a touchdown. He would add another late. And the Spartans stay undefeated. 28-17 the final. The Spartans will face top-seeded Muskego in level 4. Division 3 action, Monroe taking on DeForest. Highlights aplenty. DeForest Gabe Finley on the run. And he is gone. DeForest out to a 14-7 lead. Norski's unbeaten this season. Monroe would answer. Bryce Jacobson, Nick Bansley. Concentration and the catch. Now watch this run from DeForest Alex Endress. After the Cheesemaker touchdown. Endress going to put things away. Well, he was stopped, and then he's not going to stop. He's going to keep going. Why? Because no one shall tackle him. DeForest wins in a blowout 52-14. They will play New Berlin Eisenhower for a ticket to Camp Randall.
And we got a couple of teams from our area in Division 4 too. River Valley hasn't been to the state championship since 2016, hosting Lakeside Lutheran tonight. How to stay warm in the crowd, wear a hat, and obviously you jump around. First half, Lakeside quarterback Matthew Davis on the keeper pushes in. Oh, we're there. Short run for the first touchdown of the game, 7-0 Warriors, but River Valley answers. Zach Glauderman getting the ball 3 yards later. He's in the end zone for 6. And the Blackhawks hang on to win 28-14 the final. River Valley will face the winner of our next game between Lake Mills and Catholic Memorial. Ooh, I like those moves there. Elcats making the trip to Waukesha tonight. Catholic Memorial's Luke Fox puts the home team up 35-14 here. Then watch O.B. Allen. He's in for the touchdown. Catholic Memorial wins 47-14 to advance to the state semifinals. In Division 7, defending state champ Blackhawk Warren with their eyes on Camp Randall, but fellow conference rival River Ridge looking good too. Already 8-0 Warriors. They're going to add to that lead. That was Caden Mills. You've heard his name all season. Got another touchdown under his belt. Another 2-point conversion, 16-0 Blackhawk Warren. Later, this is the Warriors again. This time, Lucas Flanagan running right at us for the score. 22-zip Blackhawk Warren. They win big, 49-7. They will face Lourdes Academy next week.
I like the gray unis.
I do too. All grays are working for me too. Division 2 score here. Wanakee making, excuse me, going on to the state semifinals against Waukesha West. They beat Hartford today in Division 5. Prairie du Chien 10-zip against GET. They'll get Lake Country Lutheran next. And Mineral Point losing to Mondavi tonight, 29-22, the final. We are not done just yet. What night is it, Kevin?
Ball night.
It is ball night at the Kohl Center. A very
Friday night.
Can I talk now? A very poignant home opener for the Badgers. We'll show you why this season is so special for them coming up next.
Regular season Kohl Center opening ball night for the Wisconsin men's basketball team. The Badgers hosting Eastern Illinois, but tonight was more than just hoops.
You know, this is why sports is so great. This is why we love sports so much. The team honoring assistant coach Howard Moore. He's still recovering from injuries he suffered in a car accident that killed his wife and daughter. His son Jarrell tonight announced with the starting lineup. So excited there. To the game now. Nate Reavers working inside, going glass for 2, 14 points, 14 rebounds, 9 blocks. Those blocks tying a school record tonight. Memorial in the house tonight. Sharif Smith, remember him? Knocks down 3. Backdoor cut here. Brad Davison finding Kobe King for the lay-in. And then check out who's in the house tonight.
Hey.
Hi, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
What you doing here? Later, King again, off the dribble, knocks down the jumper, led the team with 18 points tonight, a career high for him. Badgers win 65-52, and King knows he had to have a solid game tonight after he didn't play his best in the season opener.
The coaches definitely were feeding me confidence and just said, you know, it's a long season, you got to stay aggressive, but get better and learn from it, and I think it was another step forward tonight. We knew that eventually if we stuck to our game, stuck to our principles, that eventually we'd be able to pull away and go on a little run, and we did that.
Making shots isn't something you can always control, but the quality of shots is something you can. I think we've had pretty good quality of shots in both games. So that's kind of the goal. Keep creating shots for ourselves, but also another good quality shots, and we know they'll fall.
Now, there aren't very many frills when you're talking about Wisconsin and Iowa football. You laugh, but that's true. Line up, beat each other up, and the winner stays alive for the race in the Big Ten West.
Now, tomorrow's game is like an unofficial playoff matchup. Both teams with identical records. Both teams need to win and get help to stay alive in the division. It might come down to a play or two. Offense, defense, special teams. You never know.
Every side of the ball, you got to make it a big deal. And yet when you go back and look at those games, you know, that comes up, you know, turnovers, takeaways, huge part of it. And it's one of those games where, you know, every play is going to matter.
You're playing an outfit that's tough to score against. And then special teams, you know, just they work hard, well coached, good schemes, and very, very productive, very, very aggressive. So all that on top of going on the road and playing a really challenging environment, you know, we got a big challenge in our hands.
Volleyball action, Division II semifinals. McFarland taking on Bloomer. McFarland's Lizzie Fortune to Avery Pennekamp for the kill. Spartans go on a 12-3 run to take the first set. Second set, Fortune going a quick set. Katie Hillenbrandt, a nice girl, but she loves to kill. Spartan takes the second set as well. Third set, pancake from Aaron Eggers. Bloomer trying to set something up, but Hildebrandt and Hannah Browns give the Spartans the point. They sweep Bloomer 3-0. McFarland will take on Luxembourg Casco tomorrow in the Division II finals.
Now we're going to head up Division III. The Waterloo Pirates taking on the Aquinas Blue Golds. Blue Golds up 1-0 to start. Waterloo's Brooke Mosier with the block. Pirates tie it up. Then in the third, Pirates looking to make a comeback. Mosier to Sophia Schneider down the line for the point. But Aquinas sweeping Waterloo. They will take on Howard's Grove tomorrow in the championship game.
To those who say you can't, Kent State's Kaylin Bennett says in your face. The freshman forward became the first Division I scholarship player in history who's been diagnosed with autism to get a bucket. Also had 2 rebounds and a block shot for the Golden Flashes in their big win. He's a big fella, 6'10", 275, so I think this might be just the beginning for young Kaylin Bennett. More reasons why sports, it's awesome. Bennett, the Moore family tribute tonight, the
Indeed.
Do More, Be More, For More T-shirts and their family in the Badgers' hearts all this season as they dedicate the season to their assistant coach.
Indeed. Another reason why we love sports, level 4 playoffs.
Yes.
That's right. Next week, it's going to be cold. My suggestion, wear pants. We'll be right back.
Great advice.
Today is National Philanthropy Day. The Association of Fundraising Professionals of Madison hosted its 32nd annual Philanthropy Day Awards luncheon at the Overture Center. Neil Heinen and Susan Simon were the MCs. Pleasant Rowland was among the honorees this year. She was given the Lifetime Achievement Award for bringing the Overture Center to Madison.
And finally, tomorrow marks the 30th anniversary of the fall of the Berlin Wall. It was built in 1961 because of so many people fleeing Soviet-controlled East Berlin to escape to the West. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was stationed near Berlin as an Army officer during the Cold War. This week he returned to commemorate the fall of the Iron Curtain. Today, part of the wall still stands as a memorial to symbolize the collapse of communist regimes across Europe.
You know, I was just in Europe.
Your European trip?
And at the Imperial War Museum, I actually saw a section of the Berlin Wall that they had there.
Hard to believe it has been 30 years.
Very, very impressive. But the temperatures are not so impressive.
That's the truth.
It's a couple of flurries out there. You can see them show up just briefly on radar. Otherwise, temperatures right now, mid-20s. They haven't changed here in Madison over the last couple of hours, so we'll probably see them start rising. Wind chills are still in the teens thanks to the breeze, but the breeze is out of the south, so that'll give us temperatures up into the lower 40s for tomorrow, but then mid-30s Sunday, and unseasonably cold Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, with a brief milder period toward the end of next week.
Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good. And Kevin, you want to sing us out?
Do something good. Warm up the weather, Canalti.